Hey guys, I think this is going to be my last hour streaming today. This will have been 3 hours today, and in between all the other stuff I have to do, that is definitely a lot. So what we just did was we pretty much exploited everything we possibly could on this cyber sphere, and in the process of getting my body back, because that was kind of annoying, I came across 3 warbots that were right next to each other, so I now have 8 hyper-targeting chips, and with them being worth 5,000 each, that's a pretty good amount of extra stuff to sell, right? Like, even though I only get 30%, that still means I can sell these 7 for like 10,000 pixels. So, pretty big deal there. And they weren't particularly difficult. I just there were 3 of them all together, and then so just shooting this grenade launcher kind of thing at them wound up being really easy. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check out this dark sulfuric or whatever. I don't know what the dark part means. I'm assuming it literally just means that it's going to be dark. We've got a pretty significant fauna threat, but an absolutely impossible climate threat. So we're going to, I think we're going to do, yeah, I hate to get rid of the light protection, but we're going to do probably poison protection with acid shield. I think that is more likely than needing the radiation. But I really don't know. And some of these biomes I'm not familiar with, like Infernus, bioluminescence. So really, even though it is a huge world, I'm kind of hoping I can just sort of make one loop around it and then be done. And also, maybe before we do that, gotta do that, of course. I did dump all my crafting mats in here already. Yeah. So I got a pretty good amount of densinium, which I'm happy about. Really difficult to get effigium. I've only got 6, and I have not gotten much more. So we're gonna give this a whirl. Oh, and I forgot I had gotten myself a freezy pop, so I'll have to eat this. Great, molten metal. This is the cybernetic planet. I never actually changed the planet I was on. Alright. Cross my fingers that I don't, like, immediately die. Okay. It's dark, alright. Very high gravity. A little titanium right away. Wow. Jeez. Energy apparently runs out very quickly on this atmosphere. Have to be kind of careful about that. Kind of hoping I can get some titanium, because that is something that I still really need. I think this is a little. Pretty good at dealing with the little ones. The little bee things that they spawn. Oh my god. Well, when they break my shield, they kill me very, very quickly. Oh, come on. There we go. Jeez, those things are annoying. Oh right, I'm not using the light anymore. It's like, is there a reason I can't see anything? And yes, there is. So we're gonna try to avoid those guys, I suppose. White spine. Suppose we gotta go through here. I don't really care about the codex entries. Scientist glasses. I didn't even pick them up. Alright, that. They want to fight? Yes, they do want to fight. Okay, we got dirt here. A little bit more titanium, that's good. Some more. What is this? Is this an angry guy? Yep. Yep. He wants to fight. So he gave me a soldier's plunger wing. Okay, so that I like checking this because it tells me exactly what tier our planet is. So this is we're technically on like a tier 5.8 planet. Which is helpful to know. And we'll come down here, try to go around and get that titanium. A little bit more, very nice. Steel. Okay, so there's like a lot of different metals here, which I guess is convenient. Pretty sure sulfuric dirt you can sift, and I think the kind of unique product it gives you is sulfuric acid, so that's pretty dang helpful. Alright. He's dead, Jim. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I still feel inadequately geared for, like, any of this stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of run past some of this stuff. You guys can be down in the hole. I don't need to fight them. Ooh. Okay, so that's just a weird thing. Let's see. Oof. So this electrical storm looks pretty serious. What is that thing? It's like a zombie. Let's just cut through. I wanted to kind of like trap him. Okay, now we're getting to some volcanic portion. So biomes slightly changed. Really slow. Oh, there's a big boy. Should make sure I eat. What? I was gonna say, I should make sure I eat this before it leaks. And then sure enough, I held it upside down. Alright, we'll polish this guy off. Interesting. It's basically the giant worm, but it will go through blocks. It's cool. I don't know how good it is. It doesn't actually say anything about the damage it deals. Alright. Finished that freezy pop. So now we'll see if there's anything interesting down in here. There's usually a little bit worth salvaging. I'm gonna say, usually there's a robo-brain thing. I don't know what else to call them. Oh, looks like that's not gonna work. Alright. These are always great. Bunch of high-level crafting materials. What do we get? Quantum fluid pixels. I learned to create an Ethereum cleaver. Excuse me, cleaver. So must be some cool things there. 250 water, presumably. Maybe 50 elderstone. Yeah, quantum fluid. Yeah, so some of that stuff. And I don't know if there's really anything else that it gave me. No. I think the only new thing there is quantum fluid. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Did not really want to jump in the lava there, but hey, you'll know this way. Okay. Fusion guard. Oh, it's just a shield. That was a bad rocket. Alright, there's one guy down. Alright, you can shoot my captain while I murder you. Ah, some Thornatox dongles. Yep, that one leads right down to some lava. Crunchy chick. Ah, and I never went over this way. Leaf shell. That is a new one. They got some cool weapons. His sword shoots little grenades or something. And then the other one had this sword that looked like a double helix. You don't take a lot of damage. Why's that? Okay, and that is the end. So now I suppose it's back up to the surface. Oh boy, I got tarred somehow. Oh, well. $223 damage is that much. Jeez, so these things have like 1,000 health. It's kind of crazy. God, being tarred sucks. Especially on a planet like this with really heavy gravity. I do not like it. I don't even know what is tarring me. Like, is this volcanic place just essentially covered in tar? Oh no. Okay. Somehow I had gotten stuck. That was pretty good. That is a big guy. Can't see how much shield I have. Okay. Man, that smoke is really frickin' annoying. I don't know if there's really any point to like portaling back up and then coming back down. $660 pixels, that's a pretty sizable upgrade from like the 50 to 100 I'm used to seeing. Are we hitting a new biome? It looks like it. Look at that. That is right on the surface. Hellfire plants. Oh no, I think I just killed a bee. That's not good. Hey, another one. Kind of glad I looked down. Hey, thank you for the follow. Texier, I appreciate that. Part 30, or I guess this is 31 now. Part 30 of my Starbound Let's Play. Like that's a lot of Starbound. Okay, some more of those components or crafting materials, whatever you want to call them. What's that? Plasmango. I'm pretty sure that's new. I'm surprised it didn't register as new. This is a really irritating biome. watching your YouTube stuff. You're newish. Honestly, I'm not even that far along. I mean, I did beat the game. Actually, I beat the game for the first time in Frackin Universe on my last character. And I've been really trying for a while to get into streaming. And I finally kind of decided, I'm just going to stream what I want, and then I'll put it on YouTube. So I'm glad that the YouTube stuff is helping me out. I am still planning, once I feel a little bit more comfortable with some of the mechanics, I am still planning on doing some like tutorial style videos that get uploaded to YouTube. You know, like how to do different wiring stuff, working with item transference networks. I'll showcase all my information on bees that I have. That kind of stuff. And if there's anything else that you're sort of feeling really lost on, let me know, and I'd be happy to include that somewhere in a video. Comes across really well. Well, thank you. It's just like, I always feel like it's important to first and foremost enjoy what you're streaming. One of the first times I ever streamed, I am a teacher, and some kids kind of talked me into streaming Fortnite, and God, I hated that. That was not fun for me at all. I come across these ruins pretty often, so I know exactly what I'm doing. There are these little kind of puzzles you have to do on the wings, and you work your way up the ruins, and eventually you like get a chest. That's it. Yeah, one of the reasons I thought a Let's Play would be good is because there is such a minimal amount of content. And so I know that even myself, I was kind of looking for something to kind of introduce me to Frackin Universe. And there are a couple. But none of the content creators I really jived with, I guess. You know, I wasn't super into their stuff. Or it was just like a really short video. Or they did a Let's Play and it was like literally the first planet. Ooh, a lot of my food has rotted. But yeah, any system that you feel needs to be a little bit less opaque, I'm totally cool doing a video on it. Even if it's just 15 minutes, right? Doing an explanation like that could go a long way. That one should go. There. In some respects, I even think Starbound itself does not have enough helpful content, but I think that kind of makes more sense. Starbound is not really a super popular game, even though it's great. What? Why did they start spawning? These things are not supposed to start spawning until you hit the console in the center. So I guess the name of the game is just Don't Die. Try to push everything back. This is the thing that sucks about trying to play Melee, is like, like this sort of situation is pretty ugly. An infinite liquid farm. Yeah, for any of the stuff like poison that, like, when it touches water, gives you infinite of it. Yeah. And honestly, I have never done that. Like, I know it's a thing that exists, but unless there's some really legitimately, like, high-level liquid that will combine with water and allow you to exploit that, it's really not super worth it, except for maybe the early game, because you eventually can find strange seas as planets, and a strange sea, I think, can have any liquid as its ocean. So it just becomes, like, really easy to get pretty much any of the liquids that you need. I also use bees a lot, and extracting. Extracting is really, really worth it. Okay, gosh, that took way too long just to clear one room. And while I know that the infinite, oh, this is a room that I don't like either. Okay, good. We can actually just skip it. What was I saying? The infinite liquid exploit is not really an exploit, but it feels exploity. And I try to stay away from stuff like that. Like, at least in terms of mechanics. Like, this hook shot is absolutely exploity. And I'm using it. Or, like, if there are any systems, right? Like, oh, I don't understand how, like, farming works, or I don't understand how this thing works, then that would be another thing that I could just, you know, make a kind of quick video on. Bust this up. Boom. Then we can escape out the window. God, being this slow is painful. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do really quick? If I am not mistaken, now that I can dig here, yep, this is treasure hoard blocks, and treasure hoard blocks you can extract gold bars from. And I desperately need gold bars because space stations are absolute gluttons for gold bars. We're talking like 50 gold bars, 100 gold bars to create a single room. The large core, which I made 2 of, finally, are 300 gold bars apiece. What is this? Patak crystal and crystal sand. And then this is healing water. Liquefied crystal, nice. That's much better. I do not have a lot of liquefied crystal. And when I get all of it, well, it generates a little tiny amount of light. When you get all of it, the light goes out. Hey, there's a chest. That was an incredibly large lightning bolt. Like that one. Whoa. Okay, let's just try not to die. Oh, there's another one of those big boys. Ribs. A little bit more liquefied crystal. Whoa, that's... One thing I'm always looking for on these higher tier planets is bees. Bees are a system that I am really intrigued by, and one that I have already spent a lot of time with, but there are still some things that are not immediately clear to me. So I'm doing some experiments on subtypes. I'm doing some experiments on environment, and hopefully we can determine some generally useful information from that. But yeah, it is a rather opaque system. We're about 45 minutes in. Wow, and the thunderstorm finally ends. Come on. Oh my gosh. There we go. There are a lot of chests on the surface here. Considers us to be up very high now. Interesting. Another chest. I don't like these. One thing about these big planets is they have this really strong gravity too, which gets really annoying. Can't jump very high. I'm always a sucker for getting sand, because with Frackin Universe, having those materials that you can put in like the powder sifter and stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a new biome. Materials that you can put in the powder sifter are... Oh, these are like the tenebrae or whatever. are, I think, a little bit more lucrative simply because, like, you can turn a stack of, 9,999 sand into 8, 10, 12 different legitimately useful resources. This is interesting. It's like a room here. And what is... Welcome. Yeah, okay. Oh, I wonder if they were like a prisoner? I have no idea. Is this a bee or a bug? Yeah, it's a bug. Hello? Ash that just fell from the sky? Okay. Let's go up here and see what we're working with. Weird. So for some reason, this little thing spawned in the air. Couldn't tell you why. All right, let's see what we got. A new biome here. By the look of it, like a glow desert. I think it was crystalline desert, right? Cheap ward ballista. Frozen dirt. Glow rock. Yeah. Well, the thing that's convenient about glow rock is you can see all of the materials that are inside of it. Gosh. The gravity is so annoying. Okay, we got that one. Now let's get these two. Easy. I mean, not like the combat in this game is particularly difficult. Crunchy evil chick. Whoop. Oh, they fell down and died. Okay. That makes it easy. Yeah, we'll just use my spear. This music is maybe a tad overdramatic. That's one thing I've come to learn about Frackin Universe, and really it's the companion mod that I got for it, Frackin Music. It adds all of these new music tracks that frankly do fit into the game pretty well. but it seems like they put them in randomly. So, like, sometimes it just doesn't really fit. Oh, it's weak to poison. What's this? Light bow. Fires glowing beams of pure energy. Well, that's neat. It's probably terrible, but it's cool. Let's do this so that I can see a little bit more underground as I walk. Gosh, I need to have this a little bit up. Just like this we can probably do. Yeah. Is the bird stuck in the water? I think that is what I see. So another new biome. This is another kind of lava rock thing. Another one of the Tenebrae. I did not know that the Tenebrae like worshipped the whatever these like shadow altar-y things are. If we look up. No. Nada. Come on. What about up here? Nada. I always like to check because sometimes you can like jump up and basically climb up clouds and do that all the way into the atmosphere. Because on every planet, I did not know this for a very long time. On every planet there is like a asteroid cover. There are like a bunch of asteroids up in the sky, and they tend to be, you know, they're like, they contain minerals, right? They've got things that you can mine, right? They're mineable asteroids. Aether Dust, here we go. This is what I wanted. Aether Dust is siftable. It can give you liquid aether, which is a pretty rare liquid. And I think it can give you a couple different metals. So this is actually, I think, the first time in this file ever even finding it. So I will be taking advantage of what I can here. Okay, I guess that's gonna happen. Sounds very like Morrowind to me. I got my first subscriber today in my last video. That was exciting. Like, it's not actually like a big deal, because I have a day job. I'm not trying to like make it big as a streamer or anything. But one thing I've been really trying hard to not do, yeah. One thing I've been trying really hard to not do is be annoying. And I know that, like, I have known people who try their hand at streaming, and what they do is they will post on every single social media platform, you know, follow me on this particular platform, you know, help me, I'm trying to make it big streaming. And I just feel like, dude, like, if I am not your intended audience, that is not what you should be doing. So I am trying really hard to not do that kind of thing, because I think that's kind of scummy. So besides the one post I made on the Starbound, I think it was the Starbound, it might have even been the Frackin Universe subreddit. Maybe I did both. But besides those posts on Reddit, I have not plugged myself. I've told one of my friends that I am streaming Starbound because I think he might actually enjoy the game. But that is about it. So my point being, I was very happy when I got my first subscription earlier today. I don't like it when kind of fog or whatever makes it difficult to see. If I can get a full stack of Aether Dust, I think that will tide me over for quite a while. And a full stack in this case, I've got this, I think it's part of the inventory mod, but the default game, you've got a very, very small inventory, right? Very small inventory default game. This inventory mod makes it where you have more tabs. You have 10 tabs instead of 4, so there's more distinction between where items go. You've also obviously got a ton more space, and one of the big things is that things will stack much higher. So stacks of blocks, I think they normally stack to 1,000 in the base game. It's been a while, I don't even remember, but I think it's 1,000. It might be 999. Frackin Universe, not Frackin Universe. This inventory mod makes it where they stack to 9,999. So a full stack of Aether Dust will be 10,000 Aether Dust. And I mean, if that's not enough, I'll be gosh darned. It is raining tar. That is really annoying. Tar is not a fun liquid to be covered in, if you can even imagine. Oh, good. We got this. We got some more here. Looks like we can just take this all the way down. I'll bet you we're almost full now, because this is a lot. Yep, 97.30. So almost there. I try to be really efficient, and I find that it's really efficient to just mine out these powdery blocks and then sift them, because you wind up with a pretty significant number of resources, and out of a block of 10,000, While, you know, it might be more theoretically time efficient to target like the exact mineral you're looking for, like prism shards, for example, instead of getting Aether Dust. Out of 10,000 Aether Dust, I will very likely get all of the prism shards that I will need. At least that's kind of my philosophy on it. It may not technically be more effective, but it's way easier. It's brainless. It's been just over an hour. I'm gonna probably take another couple of minutes, try to finish up in this planet, and maybe I'll quick hit up my space station. I am very disappointed at the lack of bees on this planet. I suppose I can just beam up. I don't need to go to the surface. So, what I will do, if I take all, I don't think I have the inventory space. Let's see what happens. I do. Oh, because a bunch of them were blocks, too. So, what I'm going to do then, hit up the Leibniz. You get to name your space station, and I had no idea what to name it. So I just Googled, like, random sci-fi name generator, and I found this website that you can, like, generate names for, like, anything. So I generated the name for a satellite, and the name that came up was the Leibniz. So this is what I've got so far here. It's 2 large cores. I might be able to show you up here. We've got 2 large cores, and then I've got residence shafts up on top and underneath each. So the plan here is to have these 2 large cores, and then these shafts up and down. Then there'll be a shaft here, and then I'll basically like do sort of hallways all the way around. And then off of those hallways, I'll build the things that I want. So one of the first things I'm going to be doing is building a large greenhouse. And yeah, it will probably go right here. I think, I'm not sure, but I think that will be all the space that I need for bees, farming, and animals. Then I'll also have some other rooms. I've already got the mech assembly room that's right here. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't even know how many other rooms you can theoretically unlock. I don't know if there even are anymore, but that's what I got right now. Yeah, so I'll end the stream there. I'm probably going to leave the game going for a little bit just to have my sifters do a little something. Now, where do I have coal? So like right now, yeah, my sifters are still burning through what I added here before. But you can see, I mean, getting 200 crystal Urchius out of a stack of moonstone. Probably better to just target the Urchius anyways, but it's easy. So something I can do when I just want to, I don't know, do something else for a little while, just let it sit. So when I come back, which will probably be tomorrow, I'm probably not going to stream again today. We'll probably do a little bit more base building here, maybe explore another couple planets on this solar system. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate having people around. But yeah, I'm trying to stream every single day, even if it's only for an hour. But yeah, I would love to see you back again sometime. And everyone else, thanks for watching.